Hello, slimes and non-slimes alike. Rosa here, and today I bring you more Judgment slop content. Today's video is covering over one of the Judgment's brow add-ons called the Searcher's Skull. For those unaware, this add-on makes it so that whenever a survivor blinds you, they become a heretic. And if they already are a heretic when they blind you, they also become blinded, effectively acting as a weaker version of the Hex 2 can play. And yeah, it's about as good as you would think that perk is. Hex 2 can play is really, really bad, but I figured why not try to combine this perk with the Holy Winged Sigil icon, I think? Yeah, no. Holy Winged Idol is what it's called. This add-on makes it so that whenever you cast Divine Light, you gain the option to pull it towards you. And pulling it towards you will deal damage, but only if the survivor's a heretic. So the idea here is to get a survivor to blind me so they can become a heretic and then damage them with the Holy Winged icon. How often do I manage to pull this off in this game? I think once. Which, you know what? Good enough for me. I got value. But I also decided to go ahead and bring Shadowborn, which, if you don't know, makes it so that whenever a survivor blinds you, you gain 10% haste for 10 seconds, I believe. And yeah, this perk is still very bad even with this add-on. But you know what? We get to do some really cool shit like that shot right there, so... I'm not too particularly pressed about this build being good, which kind of just sums up my thoughts on this add-on in general. It's not good, but it is very funny, so it gets a pass in my opinion. As for my other perks, I'm running Corrupt Intervention and No Hold Bars, which are probably going to be one of the best two perks on the Judgment if I had to just take a gander at it, considering that the Judgment cannot utilize traditional gen slowdown perks. Having perks that just activate passively are really good on them. And then for my final perk, I'm running All Shaking Thunder. I could not tell you why I'm running this perk, I'm gonna be completely honest. I think I just kind of threw it onto the build because I thought it would be really, really funny if a godlike being, every time they fell down, created this huge Shaking Thunder sound effect that plays whenever the perk activates. I think that's legitimately the only reason I have this perk on. Yeah. That sums up the build, but here we can see some value. They become a heretic, I get some haste, and I run into a fucking wall. And, I do manage to hit, I did not think I hit that shot. But yeah, I landed that shot right there with the Holy Winged icon, which I was only able to do because Searcher's Skull made them a heretic beforehand. Typically, whenever you use the Holy Winged icon and you, hit a survivor with a pullback shot. That sounds wrong. Anytime you hit a survivor with a Holy Winged icon shot and they're not a heretic, they will instead become a heretic, and you're effectively giving them a third health state. But with Searcher's Skull, you can sort of circumvent that, which is why I think these two add-ons work together in tandem. Do they work well in tandem? No, I think there's definitely some better add-ons for Holy Winged icon out there, but like, it's a neat synergy. It's more unique than anything else, but if you want a unique add-on combo, this is definitely something you want to run on the Judgment. This palette is just fucking bugged. I don't know why, but you cannot walk through it. So I have to walk around and then exile them, and it's still blocked on that side too, so I'm just hoping that survivors don't take me to chase here ever again, because if they did, I straight up just could not down them. Don't you just love Dead by Daylight? It's the PTB. I don't imagine that bug makes it live. It better not make it live. That would be fucking atrocious. But yeah. I still have like, what, 12 minutes, 13 minutes to burn for this video? Can you tell I don't really script anything past the like first 4 minutes? I have nothing else to say about this add-on. It is kind of just unremarkable. In terms of viability, it's not a bad add-on, but it's not something you want to be running often. as there's basically only one universal use case for it, and that's if a survivor blinds you at a pallet, you can drop chase and they'll have to, you know, deal with being a heretic, which means that they can't immediately hop on a generator. So there's that, I guess. It works as a small bit of added gen slowdown to help you leave chases, I guess. Or like whenever someone gets a flashlight save, you can just don't worry about them since, you know, they're a heretic and stuff. Yeah, I don't really know what to talk about this. But this ace, I don't know what this ace was on. I cut the video and I didn't save a screenshot of it, but this ace in like the post-game chat was like, "Judge me, mommy," and I was like, you know what? Sure, respect. I mean, have you looked at the Judgement? They're fucking beautiful. Granted, I'm pretty sure that's because they are trying to lure you into a false sense of security and, you know, all that stuff. But you know, who the fuck cares? They look beautiful, man. Fucking love this thing. Who cares if they're going to kill me in a horrible manner and judge me for everything I've ever did in a obscure means that have no rhyme or reason to them? Who the fuck cares? They're beautiful. They can get away with it. I'm gonna die alone. This is the only other time I managed to get Searcher's Skull to activate. And it's because they quite literally just trapped themselves here. Yeah, no, the survivor trapped themselves here, and I miss an embarrassing amount of shots here. One thing I would change about the Holy Winged Idol is that when you're in Zealous mode, I would prefer if you still manage to, like, have the ability to curve the beam, even when you're in Zealous mode, when you use the Holy Winged icon, because when you use the Holy Winged icon on the Judgment during this, you just completely lose out the ability to, you just lose the ability to curve the beam, which is like the whole point of Zealous mode, and I wish you would be able to retain that even if you had the add-on equipped. But like, that's kind of besides my point. I guess one other thing I could talk about Holy Winged Icon more. I don't think I've done a video on that yet. Also, I got fucking robbed on that shot because of stairs. Like, I was shooting for the generator, but because there were stairs there, it went up the stairs, and so it didn't go down to hit the generator, which someone was on, which is incredibly fucking lucky, I might say. But, the Holy Winged Idol is just one of those add-ons where I feel like it's going to be unexpectedly good on the Judgment. Like, I know when they first like gave us a sneak peek at what the add-ons were going to be for the Judgment during the community livestream, I kind of wrote off what the Holy Winged icon was going to be because you could make the 180 shots. And that was like going to be a huge thing about the Judgment, was pulling off consistent 180 shots. However, the Holy Winged icon circumvents the flick bug entirely, since it doesn't fucking matter, because you're not, like, actually flicking your camera. It just adjusts the direction that the beam goes in. So, it's just one of those add-ons I didn't expect myself to be enjoying nearly as much as I would. Yeah, that kind of just sums up my memories, my thoughts on Holy Winged Icon. It's very similar to another add-on Judgment has called Chains of the Heretic, and if I had to choose between Chains of the Heretic and Holy Winged Icon, I'm choosing Holy Winged Icon solely for the fact that you get to choose whether or not you get to pull the beam back into you. Because as it currently stands, Chains of the Heretic makes it so that whenever you are zealous, it will automatically come back to you, regardless of whether you actually want it to or not, which is a huge downside of that add-on, like, personally, but yeah, it's just one of those things. I see the scratch marks here. I have no idea where the fuck this Aurora went. I'm pretty sure they just ran around to the backside of that pallet, so yeah. Also, you might have noticed we've been on Sweetgens for a while, and you might notice that this video is 17 minutes long. if there was ever a case that the Judgment could hold down a 3-gen, this would be the proof for it, not whatever the fuck Alf was doing. I'm not even running, like, a 3-genning build on the Judgment here. I'm just playing the Judgment normally, and I managed to hold down a 3-gen for quite a long time. I quickly realized that this Aurora has Moment of Glory, and if I don't down her quickly, she's going to just immediately heal back up. And this Aurora knows that. They play in a very lame way, which is just to hold W and, like, pre-drop fucking everything. Which, I mean, kinda how you want to play with Moment of Glory, I'm not gonna lie. Just stall as much time as you can before, you know, you can heal back up, like she does there. I realize this, and I just kinda leave. Now, we're at the point where we're holding down a 3-gen for basically the rest of the game. They do manage to break it at some point, I believe, but this is not a good 3-gen, and I think the only reason I managed to hold it for this long is because the other two survivors, specifically Ace, I do not see Ace working on a generator for the entirety of the game. I don't think I snipe him while he's on a generator. I don't see him working on a generator. I just don't think he was working on a generator for the entirety of the rest of the match, essentially. Which is why I think I was able to hold down this 3-gen for so long. Not because I was particularly good, it's just that, you know, 2 survivors are working on generators. I'm chasing one of those survivors, and I have no idea where the fuck Ace is doing. Because he's not doing fucking anything, which kind of hurts his team. If Ace was doing a generator, they definitely could have broken this much sooner. So, I don't know why he wasn't. Like, legitimately, I don't think I see him at fucking all. It's weird. It's weird. And people are gonna look at this and they're gonna be like, oh, the Judgment's so good at holding down 3-gen, guys. They can shoot a generator every 12 seconds because they have to worry about the other 2 generators. Like, yeah, 600, the Divine Light has too much uptime. It's gonna kill the game. She's gonna be like the second coming of Skull Merchant. And it's like my sister in Christ. The fucking Judgment cannot do that shit. Like, the average game of Dead by Daylight is around 15 minutes, like 10 to 15 minutes. This only goes like 3 minutes past that if we're being extremely generous. Well, not even like extremely generous. It is just like 3 minutes past the average time, which, like, is not that big of an outlier to say. It's not that big of a thing to say, like, the Judgment can do this consistently. It's just one of those outlier matches. Now, I hear them working on this generator through the backside, so I have to break down this wall to get to them. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the Moment of Glory user. So, I injure them, and I'm just like, alright, I can't really take chase with this because I'm not landing my power nearly as consistently as I need to be landing them. So, actually, no, I think I commit to this chase. Yeah, I commit to this chase and they get a generator done, right? That's where we are in this, I think. I think that's what happens this chase, I should say, not this match. You've been seeing this match. But this Aurora is just really, really fucking good, honestly. They were outplaying the shit out of me. Also, all Shaking Thunder value. The only time I managed to get that to work, by the way. But I think I just downed them here. No, I don't. Okay. Aurora goes ahead, she pre-drops this pallet, she goes ahead and runs all the way around the right side, and I just instantly spawn the pillar on top of her, because for some reason, the delay that they added to the pillar to prevent you from just spawning it on top of people doesn't apply if you charge up the pillar to instantly spawn it on top of people. Because that is fair. So I finally managed to kill another person. We already know that Ace isn't working on a fucking generator because he hasn't been working on a generator this entire time for some fucking reason. Which means that I find the Aurora working on this generator, which kind of just spells the end of the game here, basically. I go to this generator, she completes it right in front of my face, and she manages to fully heal because of Salvation's Cry, I believe. and I just lose her fucking scratch marks for some reason. I'm pretty sure it was lucky break, but like, it confused me for a little bit till I saw like the tiny bit of spark of red, and I managed to chase her down. Now she's a heretic, she's injured. It doesn't matter what I hit her with, I just need to hit her with something. And I do eventually manage to get that. I think I land a... oh, no, I didn't. Something else about Holy Winged Icon is that it will always set the delay to deal damage to half a second, regardless of how much you charge it. So if you fire it instantly, it will take a half a second before it damages the survivor in front of you, but if you charge it for like the full 3 seconds, it will still take half a second for it to damage you. I go ahead and I down the Aurora here with Holy Winged Icon, and I get fucking hold here, I think. Yeah, I get fucking hold here. Fucking lovely. I get lost here for a little bit because I'm like, oh shit, where's the stairs to get back up? I gotta get back up before Ace, like, kills the entire game and they manage to, like, get a 2 out. Spoiler alert, Ace shows up just to get himself sacrificed. That's what he does this match.
This is your fate, Star.
Kid you not, he shows up, teabags in my face, and just waits to get moried. And that was immediately followed up by him typing in the endgame chat, yes, judge me, mommy. And I already said this earlier, but I feel like it's a very important part of the story for me to reiterate on that. So I did. I'm sorry you had to listen to that. We're down to the last minute of the match. I'm just camping out the hook because, you know, I'm guaranteed this regen. Ace cannot possibly do that fucking exit gate right next to me, which he doesn't. He just waits for me to shoot my shot and just immediately goes for the unhook afterwards. I tried to damage Aurora with the Holy Winged Icon, but I horribly misaimed that, and Ace just teabags in my face because he wants to get judged, and you know what? Who am I to deny him what he wants? And Aurora makes it out because I missed this shot right here. Now, supposedly, the Judgment has a inbuilt Blood Warden effect. I do not think across, like, the 15 games I managed to play when the PTB was live, that I managed to get value out of that once. So, it's not gonna come up that often. But, we're at the Mori. You already know what happens in post-game chat. I'll see you all next time. Cheerio.